You're gonna be like, make it sexier, sexier. No, not like that. Like this, hot tweets, and then they're just gonna use your voice for it.
Yeah.
You want it done right? Do it yourself. God damn. Hello and welcome to REKT Podcast. I am Bunchu alongside my esteemed colleague and co-host, Crypto Chamber. I would argue, the most influential man in crypto of 2019, Crypto Chamber.
I would agree with you, at least in my mind.
How you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good, man. You know, we're the most influential podcast. I mean, that's not even an argument at this point.
Yeah, someone recognized me on the street today.
I'm waiting for that time that somebody hears my voice and says, "Are you Chamber?" And it's never going to happen.
Someone recognized me they're just like, "Hey, you owe me money." Like, oh, gotta go.
So I'll tell you a funny story. Actually, my mom, if you're listening, you know this. So I'm going to talk some trash about you for a second.
Your mom owes you money?
She is a habitual storyteller. By that I mean she makes shit up all the time. And it's just like it's second nature to her. She doesn't even do it on purpose. It's just like it's like a twitch of some sort. And one time she was saying, I think she said she was hiking or something, and she was wearing like one of our shirts. And she's like, yeah, somebody had stopped me and said that they knew the show and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, she's telling me this. I'm like, I don't believe this for one fucking minute.
Shut up. Oh my God. There's no way.
There is no way. Where she lives in rural, Ontario.
Hey, we're big in Canada. I just sent you. We're the top 5 tech podcasts in Canada.
We are. That is a fact. But I still do not believe my mom. I'm sorry I don't believe in mom, but you've given me a lifetime of history to base my judgment on. So
I believe you, Mrs. Chamber. I believe you.
She'll be happy to hear that. But yeah, no, she told me that one time. I'm like, I don't believe you.
Hey, I'm always like shocked when like my real life friends know and they like screenshot me something or. Actually, my buddy Elliot the other day, he was listening and then sent me and like a group text with my wife, and it was after we did the pie draft, and he said that me and his wife had the exact same picks for pies.
Really? And yours were pretty like. Yeah, I wouldn't say like they weren't like rare pies, but definitely not your standards.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean,
that's pretty impressive.
So, anyway, what are we doing here today? A show. Oh, gosh, we should.
It's hard. Just for the people listening at home, we're doing back-to-back shows, Monday and Tuesday, to make up for some of the traveling we have to do. So, getting 2 shows out back-to-back is at times a little tough.
Yeah, nothing happens in the 24 hours since we did the first show, and we give our all to these podcasts as far as bringing the energy and carefully curating the 30-second news stories we bring you.
It's so funny when you talk about the energy because when I edit, I hear all of the preamble before we start recording, and both of us are just like,
and then as soon as that light goes on,
exactly, it is on fire.
That's it. We're throwing 7 different types of smoke at you at REKT
so
Podcast. Anyway, we've got a show in store for you.
Absolutely.
We've got a show. I'm actually throwing in an audible here that we didn't talk about pre-show.
Ooh.
When is the show coming out?
This show is going to come out Thursday.
So it will be a Thanksgiving show for anybody in
yes.
The U.S. that's listening. So at the end of the show here, we are going to talk. We are going to give 3 things. So I'll give you the whole show to think about. We're going to give 3 things in crypto that you are thankful for, Chamber.
All right. Oh, all right. This is good stuff.
So
This
you
is
can
funny.
you can think about that all show long, and we will hit that at the very end. We will finish on that. But with that, let's take a moment to hear from our sponsor, MyBookie.
Want to put your extensive sports knowledge to the test? Get it done with MyBookie. With the NFL in full swing and the NBA and NHL season upon us, it's time to get off the sideline and get into the action with MyBookie. Best part is, if you join right now, MyBookie will double your first deposit. That's right. If you put in $1,000, they'll give you $1,000. That's double your initial deposit. You can use that on all your favorite picks. Use promo code REKT to activate the offer. That's promo code REKT to double your cash. Visit mybookie.ag today. You play, you win, you get paid.
And we're back. Wow.
Funny every time.
I always wanted to be like a baseball radio announcer. When I was
Of course.
young. Yeah, like I have the corny voice when I put it on, you know?
You have one of the better voices in the biz.
Yeah. In that, you know, I would say I'm a top 200 crypto podcast voice in the space.
Honestly, top 2.
Top 200?
I mean, I'm the other one.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, my voice is kind of annoying, but you have a good, unique voice. I think that really, really carries the show through each episode. So,
and here's the 3-2 pitch, just a bit outside. And this pitch was brought to you by Goldfish, the snack that smiles back.
The snack that smiles back.
So, look, we have careers to fall back on. In case
We sure do.
Yeah. So, anyway, with that, let's get into a quick little bit of news. Chamber, start us off. We only got a couple news stories here. I feel like this show might be quick and dirty, but it's Thanksgiving. We're going to, we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah, these need to be digestible so people can eat the big meal later today.
I have a feeling you will unbutton your pants listening to this show.
I'm not wearing any pants, just FYI, so that one's on you.
I'm wearing sweatpants. So.
Nice.
Is your Thanksgiving attire like loose pants? Would you say
That's
that
a good question.
You aim for that, or?
No, I have a phobia. I don't know if it's a phobia, but I don't like eating in front of other people.
What?
I'm a
like
shame.
My favorite.
I'm
thing
a
to
shame
do.
eater. Like I'll eat a
I'm
lot.
like, watch me, you sloppy bitch. Watch me eat this stuff.
So I always tell my wife, like when I go out for work, if I'm doing trips and stuff like that, I always lose weight. Like we'll do all sorts of drinking, but I eat, barely anything. I don't want to mess my clothes up. Because I'm a messy eater and I'm always worried about spilling stuff on myself or getting barbecue sauce on myself at some point. It happened to me while I was in Nashville. Sure enough, like the one thing I freaking ate one day, it was, I put a little extra barbecue sauce on it, ended up right on my shirt. And then I ran.
I would never have pegged you for a shy eater.
Oh, I'm the worst. So yeah, I hate eating in front of people. So yeah, typically not a huge, I'll just eat a reasonable amount. But when it's just the gals, I will devastate a meal. No problem at all.
All right. Anyway, get to your news.
So, my news is obviously from theblockcrypto.com.
The snack that smiles back.
The snack that smiles back. This is a little bit of Ripple news. Ripple, yeah, the best kind of news. Rippleback Omni is reportedly shutting down, sells engineering team to Coinbase. Interesting turn of events here. Physical rental startup Omni is set to shut down its operations by late 2019 following its unsuccessful attempt to profit off its equipment rentals and physical storage services, TechCrunch reported yesterday. We will be winding down operations at Omni and closing the platform by the end of the year. An Omni spokesman told TechCrunch, quote, "We are proud of what we built and incredibly thankful for everyone who supported our vision over the past 5.5 years. The company has not made an official announcement regarding its closure. Founded in 2015, Omni offers on-demand delivery and storage services at a cost of a few dollars per month. The company received $25 million from Ripple in 2018. Talk about the top. Other major investors included Flybidge, Highland.
Flybidge?
Yeah, good old Flybidge. Highland, Founders Fund, and Allen and Company. While attracting substantial interest from investors, the company struggled with scalability. In May, Omni sold its physical storage operations to Clutter to focus on providing rental services, but was not able to turn the business around. By now, the company has reached an agreement with Coinbase to sell its engineering team to the latter, a Coinbase spokesman told TechCrunch. So, Coinbase sucking up all the old, garbage they can find at this point, solidifying their coffers. But unfortunately, Ripple-backed Omni will be no longer. Probably should have got backed by somebody else at this point. I don't know. This stuff doesn't shock me. I think a lot of people were taking money from crypto companies back in 2018, and now obviously we know where, especially the shitcoins are. It does not shock me that some of these companies are closing their doors. So, and the big ones are prevailing, right? Your Coinbase are taking over. What was the other one? There was who bought Poloniex?
Circle.
And then they sold it at a loss, I think, right? Not that long ago.
Circle, yeah.
So
for a huge loss.
Yeah. So these types of things happen, and then the companies that are, a little bit more secured, take advantage. So it doesn't shock me that Coinbase is sweeping up what they can.
Interesting.
What do you got?
Mine is under the subcategory crime.
Spooky.
This story is from the block Crypto. Yogita Katari, I feel like I use all of her stories, so we might have to, reach out to her at some point. So, the CFTC collected over 1.3 billion in penalties this year, the fourth highest total in its history. So the U.S. CFTC collected 1.3 in regulatory penalties in the fiscal year 2019, and that's 40% more than 2018, and it's the fourth highest in its history. The SEC, on the other hand, collected over 4.3 billion in penalties this year. So, this is, CFTC is the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. So we're, talking about all these securities and all this stuff. And that is not specifically just crypto, but crypto has had a large part of it. So it's gone up a lot in the last couple of years. So 1.3 billion this year. In 2017, for example, it's only 412 million. So it's tripled since then. So the breadth and significance of the enforcement activity in 2019 is reflected in the fact that the filed cases had some of the most significant commodities fraud, manipulation, spoofing cases in the history of the agency. So they didn't delineate the amount collected specifically from crypto, but they noted that several related actions involved millions of dollars, including charges against a crypto escrow firm's chief, Bitcoin trading firm, Control Finance, a Chicago trader, and CabbageTech.co. I don't know what that is, but sounds.
Did you say
gross.
Cabbage Tech?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Honey, eat your Cabbage Tech. No dessert unless you eat your Cabbage Tech. Among others. The CFTC will continue to work to hold fraudsters accountable where appropriate, says the guy here quoted James McDonald. So, tough shit, huh?
That is some tough shit. I agree.
Is.
That is It's a lot of money they're raking in.
That is a lot.
How much did you say? 4.5 billion?
4.3 billion for the SEC, 1.3 for CFTC.
Goodness.
Yeah. I got one more story that I just found here.
What do you got?
This is from Masari.io by way of CoinDesk, it looks like. BitBay, which is an exchange, announces it will delist the privacy coin Monero. So I think this is pretty interesting, actually. A cryptocurrency exchange, BitBay, based in Estonia, which I think we're pretty big in Estonia.
I think we are. I'm not 100% sure it's a real country, though.
I'm pretty sure I saw on our Chartable that we are up there in Estonia.
Shout out to my Estonians.
Yo, mad love. Announced yesterday that it would delist Monero on February 19th, 2020. The exchange will cease deposits of XRM on Friday, November 29th. And then there's a week-long period between November 29th and December 5th where withdrawals will be temporarily blocked. And they'll have until May 20th to withdraw any remaining XMR. The exchange stated that Monero is being delisted due to its privacy features, and the decision was made to block the possibility of money laundering and inflow from external networks. So it's a licensed exchange, and they must comply with market standards and regulations, blah, 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 this and that. We've heard that a million times. But it's interesting because this announcement is the latest trend of exchange delistings for privacy coins specifically. So Coinbase, who we just talked about, delisted Zcash from all its UK markets in August. In 2018, Japanese regulators banned all cryptocurrencies providing anonymity features from Japanese exchanges. And privacy, we've heard about these privacy coins and what they could potentially be, but it seems that the regulators are kind of starting to take a stand against them, right? So it says here, maybe the ultimate fault line between cryptocurrency and existing financial system. Anonymity creates anxiety for regulators who may be fundamentally opposed to absolute privacy, while anonymity is also fundamental to fulfilling the vision of censorship-resistant privacy or private money. This will be an important trend to follow, especially as Bitcoin, the spearhead of the industry, slowly makes its push towards increased privacy. There's some that have even speculated that the issue of privacy is so polarizing that it could be the source of the next contentious Bitcoin hard fork chamber.
Really?
Thoughts?
I agree. I think that is a very hot topic. Privacy, when we were kind of in that
hot topic.
hot topic. But privacy at the kind of the tail end of the last kind of big alt season that we had was huge. Like that was the soup du jour, if you will. It's the soup of the day.
We're on one today.
We sure are. But yeah, it was really huge. Like you had Monero, Zcash, PivX. I think Dash.
Sumo Coin.
That's correct.
Shout out to the deceased podcast Coin Talk.
Yeah, they were big Sumo fans.
Yeah.
But yeah, so obviously that conversation has gone by the wayside a little bit, besides these little news articles here and there. But I'm a big fan of the privacy coins. I think there's an opportunity there, but it is going to be very polarizing, I think, as mass adoption comes into play, where countries, obviously, big countries like the US and China will definitely be looking at that very, very closely, and that will either hurt it or help it. I'm not sure which
what
way
do you
that's
think
gonna go.
about Bitcoin moving towards more privacy? We've heard about this a little bit, but
I mean, I don't think the main.
I think it is very polarizing. I think some people are staunch yes, some people are very hard no. And
Now, I think Bitcoin as it is today will continue. Obviously, we're going to have a hard fork off of that. But like there's Bitcoin private, I want to say, I think is, that's already a thing. So I think privacy coins based off of the Twitter, code, or the Twitter code, the Bitcoin code, already exist. But I mean, and I think Bitcoin Private already exists, and I think that's what it is. I think it's a privacy coin. I mean,
yeah, but I think I think this debate is more around the actual
like
Bitcoin
the main
chain,
core.
and how they can make, exactly, and how they can make that a little more private / anonymous, which is interesting. I'm interested to see how that will go.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, it's going to be a huge.
Feel strongly either way. I feel like if Bitcoin goes private or that way, it's going to hinder, I think, some mass adoption. I would 100%. Say. Wouldn't you say?
I would. My guess would be if Bitcoin did that, things would take a really big turn. Like you said, just mass adoption wise. I mean, my gut would say that Bitcoin stays more or less the way it currently is for the foreseeable future. Maybe little tweaks here and there, but I can't imagine it going very private. I mean, it's not really private now. I mean, if nobody knows who...
No, it's definitely not.
I mean, public keys are public keys, and there's not a name associated with it, but I mean, there's smarter people than us.
As soon as you know somebody's private key,
exactly,
or public key, you can see right inside their wallet,
Right, and you can follow the trail, and I guarantee you, if you've done KYC anywhere, people could, smarter people than us could backtrack any Bitcoin wallet to an exchange wallet and then get, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it wouldn't be difficult to figure out who people are.
Yeah, at me. You can try to know me. I dare you. You don't know me.
I don't use my real name in KYC.
You think my real name's Bunchu? Wrong.
Wrong.
Wrong. Random. Anyway. By the way, so that's going to do it for us for news. However, I had a proud husband moment the other day. As the listeners know, we are obsessed with Tim Robinson and the show I Think You Should Leave. I travel a lot for work. I was texting my wife, and she's like, I'm laying in bed watching TV. I said, oh my God, all right, what are you watching? And she said, I'm watching the choking skit from I Think You Should Leave. And I was like, on your own?
That's amazing.
Like, yeah, I'm like, wow, that was my proudest moment.
that is very nice. The one thing that I'm very upset about is, I'm sure it wouldn't be very difficult to create this, but when I go to tweet something, and especially when somebody is wrong on something or somebody says something, I want that GIF, like the wrong GIF, and it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist yet, and I need it to exist. And
I want the random one too.
Yeah, random. But it's. Speaking of, I watched the Jordan Peele movie Us today.
I saw that, yeah.
I feel like people were shitting on it early on because they wanted... It was very good.
Really?
I wouldn't say... Like, obviously Get Out was, amazing.
No, that's different than This Is Us, right?
Correct. This Is Us is a TV show with a lot of crying, I believe.
Okay.
Us is a horror movie written and directed by Jordan Peele. And it was getting a lot of flack because it wasn't, Get Out. And I thought it was very good. But the fun part is one of the secondary characters is Tim Heidecker from Tim and Eric, but is our favorite, one of our favorite characters from I Think You Should Leave, is the
Gazpacho Soup.
Gazpacho Soup, yes, correct. Yeah. And he's very good in it. So yeah, shout out. That was for those of you who like him. He's in that movie and he does a pretty good job.
Well, there you go. We snuck in a recommendation segment there.
There it is.
There's a free lesson. All right, so that's going to do it for us for news. We are going into a new segment here. It's called Hot Tweets.
Hot Tweet.
Hot Tweets.
Hot Tweet.
Hot Tweets.
Hot Tweets.
Hot Tweets.
Oh, Hot Tweets.
For the record, we spent about... I would say a good 15 minutes just saying hot tweets into the microphone.
Hot tweets.
And laughing hysterically. So,
I hope you made I can only hope in retrospect that you did make a drop out of all of those hot tweets.
I can't imagine I didn't. only time will tell. But
Only time will tell, and I hope that you did, and I hope it's as disturbing as we thought it was funny. So, hot tweets, we are just going to go around the horn in CT and talk about some tweets that we see out in the world and kind of get some talking points off of that. So we'll give you the shout out here, and we're going to talk about some hot tweets. Chamber, you got a hot tweet?
I do have one. My buddy, this is from my buddy Godson.
Oh, yeah.
And he's always good for a tweet. So I don't know if you've seen this. There's been it looks like it's a screenshot of Instagram. And the Instagram person, I want to make sure I give the proper kudos here, is Metaphysical Megan. Metaphysical Megan is it's too much. I can't do it. It says here, for the past few weeks, I've included sunning my bum and yoni into my daily rising routine. So it's an Instagram of this. I thought it was a dude at first, but I think it might be a lady on a rock in what looks to be, maybe the Arizona desert, Nevada desert, California, but some sort of West Coast desert. And she is holding her toes, laying on her back on this big rock, and pointing her butthole and vagina towards the sun. And
True north.
True north. And Godson retweeted this and goes on to say, Black Twitter needs to see this. And I thought that was very funny. I was the first one to like it. I didn't want to be that guy, but I'm like, is Black Twitter just when I put it on night mode on my feed? But I didn't tweet that. But shout out, that was a very good one. That made me laugh hysterically today. So shout out to Godson.
Oh my God. All right. I have a couple here that are, I guess, a little more thought provoking. And
none of mine are, by the way.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you these in a series because they all come from the same person and it's a series of polls. And I think you would be interested in the results. I'm going to actually quiz you.
Okay.
Right? So these come from our friend of the show and former guest, one-time guest, DJ Thistle. Ooh. And these were from today, about an hour ago. And they are a series of polls. Here is the first one. And I'm going to give you some options. You're going to tell me what you would answer. And then I'm going to tell you I'm going to have you guess what the most popular answer was.
Okay.
All right. So the first poll. Do you listen to crypto podcasts? And the options are regularly, sometimes, or never.
Okay.
So what would your answer be?
I listen to ours the most, unfortunately. So I listen to all of our shows at least once.
So I would say you're regularly.
I would say I can't, but besides that one, I will listen to. I'll listen to Ledgercast with Brian and
Josh.
That one is a go-to for me. And then I'll listen to our buddies across the pond at Crypto Weekly. I was listening to them today. So those are really just the three I listen to, I think, overall, obviously including ours.
But you listen to most of their episodes, you would say, right? So I would say that's regular.
Yeah, I'd say pretty regularly. Yeah.
I would say you're probably regularly. I answered regularly, too. Of course, there's a bunch of them that I am subscribed to and listen to. Bad Crypto, Crypto Street, Ledgercast, all those, Crypto Weekly. I think I'm subscribed to Pomps, but I don't listen to his as
I feel like
often.
he doesn't put out that many.
Oh no, he's got a ton all
Does
the time. Yeah, and then Peter, What Bitcoin Did, and so I'm subscribed to a lot of them, and I don't listen to every episode of every one, but I listen to a lot because I'm always on the road. So that is what I answered. That answer got 14% of the vote.
Okay, that makes sense.
What do you think took the highest?
So give me the options again.
Regularly, sometimes, never.
Never?
Never did, with 50% of the vote.
That's all right. That means we have a little bigger piece of the pie to get here. That's good.
Right.
And how many votes did that one get?
in the last, so it's only been up for an hour, but 150.
Okay, that's a good sample size.
Yeah. All right. So most of these have that many votes, and they've been up for about an hour.
Okay.
Here is poll number 2. What do most crypto podcasts provide you as a listener? In all caps, what do they provide you? Right. 1, just something to listen to, TBH. 2, actionable information on the tech side. 3, good value on learning how to trade, aka make money. 4 is other.
First of all, that's not enough options, Thistle. What about...
You're only allowed to do 4 in a poll.
Well, other is not an option, I guess.
Well,
I guess
it says please comment if you have, if other is your thing.
And then, sorry, what was the first one?
Just something to listen to.
Just something, I guess so. I feel, yeah. I guess just something to listen to is what it would be.
That's what I answered as well. What do you think the most popular answer was?
Provide, some advice on how to trade or how to make money. That one.
So that was number 2.
Okay.
The number 1 answer. So, what do most crypto podcasts provide you as a listener? The answer there is entertainment, is what the poll option says, aka just something to listen to.
Okay.
At 39%, trading info 30%, tech info 18%, and other got 13% of this vote.
So entertainment was something to listen to?
Yes.
Okay, because that's where we would fall in, obviously.
That's what it said. That's what the people's opinions are, that what most podcasts do currently, right?
Right.
The next poll, what do you as a listener want crypto podcasts to provide? Same options. Just something to listen to, actionable information on tech, good value on learning how to trade, make money, or for other.
I would say entertainment, to be honest. But that being said, there should be, like we've said this lots, like it should be all of those things. Like, you know what I mean? You're not going to have one podcast that checks all the boxes. You're probably going to need, if you like podcasts and if you like crypto, you probably have maybe 3 to 6 podcasts that you have in your kind of regular rotation. And 3 or 6 of those are going to provide different things. I think we provide one thing. It's definitely, it's definitely not a couple of those things.
It's
so
entertainment,
right? Exactly.
Just something to listen to.
But I mean, the reason I listen to Ledger, because they're super smart, and they provide something that we don't provide. You know what I mean? And right. And again, my bravado will seep out a little bit here, but the reason I listen to our show and Ledger and Crypto Weekly is like we provide those 3 different things, and I think those 3 shows, like our show, provides a little bit more entertainment. I think Ledger Cast provides a little bit more knowledge based, crypto stuff, and then Crypto Weekly is more of a news base. Like it's if you want to get that crypto news, I think they're kind of the best one for that.
So you would answer 1, which is what I answered.
Right.
What do you think was the most popular answer?
How to make money?
Yes. 41% of the vote. Second was actionable information on the tech side at 27% of the vote. Next was other. And the number 4 answer with 15% of the vote was entertainment or just something to listen to.
People are voting what they want, what they think they want. We know what they want. We know what you want.
Last part of this poll, which I thought maybe I found the most interesting. And this is worded poorly, but basically, what way do you consume your crypto media content? Podcast, YouTube, blogs, or other? What's your answer?
For me, it's podcasts.
What do you think the number 1 answer is?
You know what? I think YouTube.
We were talking about this the other day, and that is correct. I answered podcast. The number 1 overall answer by far was right? YouTube. 48% of the vote. Coming in second was blog with 19%. Coming in third was podcast at 17%. And other was 16% of the vote.
So what do you think the percentage of people, say, that are in crypto that just listen to podcasts in general? Like just the Joe Rogan podcast or Serial.
It seems like 17%.
Right, exactly. Like, I mean, I think it's just people.
Or you mean other podcasts?
Yeah, exactly. Just podcasts. Like, do you consume any sort of podcast at any point? And I feel like that number is still pretty low when you look at just the general
overall,
population.
You mean? Yeah. I would say so too. I think the podcast space is small.
Right. Somebody said the top of crypto podcast was coming in 2020.
I saw that tweet.
Well, I don't think so.
I'll be here for it.
Right, exactly. I don't think enough people listen to podcasts yet, so I feel like there's no top yet. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. But anyway, maybe we need to go to YouTube is the point.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea.
Or at least video.
Right. Yeah.
You got any more hot tweets?
I do have a hot one here. This is from our friend Roy Blackstone, friend of the show. He tweeted this out 2 days ago. I don't know if this is accurate or not. So I don't know if this is just a sarcastic fake tweet or this is actually some parts are real, some parts are fake, or if it's all real. But he says 2019 was a great year. Double hand clap. Things that happened in 2019: gained 50 pounds, wife left me, lost my job, bought 14K Bitcoin, started a crack addiction. Here's to a strong finish and an even better 2020. And I got 1,500 likes.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Really? Oh, man.
So I don't know. You think we've had Ron on the show. I don't remember him saying he was married, but we've had him on the show this year, so maybe that happened.
No, this cannot be true. Basically, he told us everything he tweets is
fake news.
Yeah, and then he just adds "tell your son" after everything.
Tell your son. Run, tell that.
Run, tell that.
So yes, I like that one. I thought it was very funny as well.
Anyway, that's gonna do it for hot tweets.
Hot tweets.
Anybody still listening, we love you.
Yeah, thanks for listening. We really appreciate it.
All right, so it is Thanksgiving in the U.S. Chamber has some Thanksgiving fun facts for us. Chamber, take it away.
All right. I was looking for some Thanksgiving stuff. This is from goodhousekeeping.com.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
What's your favorite non-pornographic magazine? Good Housekeeping?
What's that from? I forgot.
Step Brothers.
It is.
Did we just become best friends? Yeah.
So there's a list of like 50 things here, but I'm just going to go through the things that really, made me take a double take. Let's start with the first Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade. Sorry, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade didn't feature any balloons. Did you know that? So this
Interesting.
is if you can't imagine the Macy's the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade without a giant float featuring your favorite characters, you'd probably barely recognize the first one in the 1920s. It did have puppets riding floats, as well as singers and celebrities, and of course Santa Claus, but no balloons whatsoever. They came a little bit later. So yeah, have you ever, I know you grew up in Jersey. Did you ever go there? I've
actually been to it. Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was.
I've been to
is it impressive as they make it seem?
Yeah, it's very crowded, but it is it's good to go to once. Yeah.
Really?
It's
okay.
a one and done. It's a one and doneer for me. But
all right. So this one I thought was pretty funny. The Butterball Turkey Talk Line answers almost 100,000 calls each Thanksgiving season.
Shut up.
Yes, so many people roast a big bird just once a year and understandably need a little help. In 2016, the company's popular cooking crisis management team also introduced a 24-hour text message line for the lead up to the big day. So if you're wondering why the turkey isn't turning out quite right, fear not. Help is just one call or text message away. So Butterball Turkey Talk Line, 100,000 calls per season.
I really wish I knew this before. We should have called it, we should have prank called the Butterball Turkey with really weird turkey questions.
This one was one of my favorite. This is number 23 of the list. Black Friday is the busiest day of the year for who do you think? Obviously, it's not. We'll take out the shopping and retail stores. What do you have a guess on what that could be? It's definitely somebody you call for service.
I was going to say trash.
Close, but trash. Black Friday is the busiest day of the year for plumbers.
Oh my God. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Thanks to all the food we gobble on Thanksgiving, our house gets stressing out the plumbing system. Roto-Rooter reports that kitchen drains, garbage disposal, and yes, toilets require more attention the day after Thanksgiving than any other day of the year.
Don't be a shy eater.
Yeah, don't be afraid to decimate that toilet.
Roto-Rooter's got you covered.
Exactly. I'll do one last one here. This one lets the Americans know Canada also celebrates Thanksgiving, but they do it on a different day. Our neighbors to the north also celebrate Thanksgiving, but they do so on a different day and for a different reason. While American Thanksgiving pays homage to a feast between pilgrims and the Native Americans, the Canadian celebration commemorates a feast between English explorer Martin Frobisher and his crew after their successful sail from England to the Canadian territory in 1578. Canadian Thanksgiving falls on a different date too and takes place on the second Monday in October every year.
So are you just like working on Thursday?
Yeah.
It's just a regular work day?
Regular work day. And Friday, yeah.
Man,
it's actually a big day.
Kind of weird.
I work for a company that, it's a Black Friday is a big day, retail wise.
Right. Yes.
So it's we've been planning, and our phones are on. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Back when the dollar,
So wait, hold on. Do you have Black Friday?
We have Black Friday sales
Canada?
without Thanksgiving, correct?
Got it. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So, and the reason for that is,
they're not really technically tied together.
Right. They are and they aren't. Right.
Right.
But back
you just
during
associate it with Thanksgiving here, but it's not really anything to do with it.
During the last recession in 2008, what was happening is the dollar, the Canadian dollar versus the U.S. dollar, was actually, I think the Canadian dollar was worth more at a certain point. So what was happening is, like in Canada, we have Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas, which is a huge retail day. And what was happening is because the dollar was performing better than the U.S. dollar, Black Friday deals, like a lot of us live like right on the border. Like I'm about an hour from the border if I want.
People were coming
across, right? And local retailers were losing out. So slowly but surely, retailers here in Canada started doing Black Friday sales to keep people here. But now it makes no sense. This is one of my gripes for my actual work is we have our two biggest sale days of the year 6 weeks apart from each other. And one cannibalizes the other. So I personally wish we would do away with Black Friday in Canada because we're not going to lose any business to the U.S. because our dollar is 75 cents to your dollar. Right. So no one's going across the border, and if they do, they're just dumb. So it makes no sense for us to have Black Friday, but here we are.
Interesting, very interesting. All right, is that going to do it for your Thanksgiving facts?
Yes, it is.
Well, here we are, winding down another year of crypto. We are some odd 130 something episodes into this podcast. We are going to talk about what Chamber is thankful for.
It's just me.
Well, I'll add some in here, but I could hear you furiously writing stuff down when I said it. So we're going to start with you. Chamber, what are you thankful for in crypto?
I am thankful that advertisers don't listen to the show.
That's hilarious.
I think that's the one thing I'm most thankful for. So anytime we do get an advertiser, we haven't heard anything back. I feel we say a lot of crazy stuff that most legitimate shows
Maybe they do.
Maybe they do. Maybe they just like it. But I feel like we would have heard by now. Either way,
we never say anything detrimental to advertising.
Definitely not to the brand, right. But in general.
Hey, look. I mean, if people are buying your product, who the hell cares what we say?
That is a fact. So shout out to advertisers. Do you want me to go through my list here?
Yeah, because I don't want to steal any of yours, so I don't want you to get out of here without giving your proper homage that you want to give.
So the other thing I'm thankful for is you. And the reason
I was going to say you.
But
I was
maybe my reason's different. I go crazy. You know how I am when it comes to crypto. I like having you to keep me grounded because you're a little bit more reasonable with what you like to do, and you keep my
yin and yang, sir.
Exactly. So I think we complement each other well. If you're maybe a little too pessimistic, I can,
yes, which you have done.
Right, exactly. I can throw a little FOMO your way.
Yeah,
and you can bring down my FOMO with a little FUD. And it's good.
Oh, so we are, instead of yin and yang in crypto, it's FOMO and FUD.
FOMO and FUD, yeah.
Oh man, we need like a circle icon of like both of our avatars, like on the yin and yang.
FOMO and FUD.
FOMO and FUD.
I like that.
On that.
I think that would be good.
Yeah.
And then the last thing, besides advertisers not listening to the show, I'm also thankful for my wife not listening to the show. I'm actually more thankful that she doesn't know what crypto is and doesn't ask me to show her any wallets or anything.
I was just going to say that she doesn't know your public key.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I'm very thankful for. So do you have anything?
Well, I was going to say you because for obvious reasons. Thankful for having this show with you. It's been a lot of fun to do. I am thankful for anybody and everybody who listens to the show, advertisers or not, because if nobody listens to the show, it would just be me and you talking into the abyss.
Right.
So we appreciate, or I do at least, because Chambers,
I definitely
don't. Grateful
so
fuck.
I could take you or leave you at this point.
all of our gracious and loyal listeners. I'm surprised you didn't say this one. Just crypto Twitter. You're way more active on crypto Twitter.
I am very grateful for crypto Twitter.
But
I'll tell you why I'm not.
I feel like half of our content comes from crypto Twitter.
I feel like I'm not appreciated enough on crypto Twitter, so that's why I didn't
feeling underappreciated.
I do. I feel like you know what? Shout out to crypto.
The 5 people that like your posts.
No, not that. I feel like this person is out there doing what I want to do and is getting recognized for it. So I want to show him some love. And that's he just changed his name from Charles the ETH to Crypto Charles. I think he's got a podcast as well. I don't listen to it, but I like the way he tweets, and he is appreciated for it. So shout out to Charles. I'm like, this guy tweets like I do.
I'm like, this guy tweets like Chamber.
Exactly. So shout out to Charles. Game recognizing game at this point.
Crossover episode incoming.
Maybe we'll see. I don't know if the universe can handle a Charles Chamber meeting of the minds.
Interesting.
Be too much confidence in one room.
Also, just crypto in general. Obviously without crypto Twitter, we would have never started this podcast. And then crypto in general. Without that, we wouldn't be here where we are. And, I'm thankful for all that stuff. So I appreciate every one of you guys out there listening, and all your 5-star reviews, even if you call us virgins.
Yeah, absolutely.
In our mother's basements, like Bitcoin Ben did. That's it. That's gonna do it for us. Let's land this bird.
Let's land this turkey.
Let's land this turkey. I'm sorry that I interjected with all the weird voices and everything I did today.
We're good.
It's just kind of my thing. But until next time, don't have a REKT position, and that is financial advice.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening. You can help support us by giving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and become a REKT patron by signing up for a monthly tier on patreon.com. That's patreon.com/REKT podcast. Don't get wrecked.